One of the most frequently asked questions I get asked the most is what are the best settings on Le Mans Ultimate on Pimax? Is hitting 90 FPS at 90Hz really that difficult? And in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the new USA DLC and testing out a number of settings on the Pimax Dream Air. And also checking out the all-new Pimax Play Evo update with an easily implemented cropping feature to see what difference that makes to performance, as well as settings that many in our Discord community are hailing as superior to S-Boys 3 and an absolute game changer for many more Pimax headsets and PC setups. Let's get straight into it right after this. We are starting things off at Laguna Seca in the Mercedes-AMG GT3, and we are using some pretty extreme settings here. Basically, we're using ultra settings in Le Mans Ultimate, and this is just the default menu ultra settings. We've got Pimax Play at 1.0 quality in super sampling, and of course this is not the way to play Le Mans Ultimate. But this is extreme, and this is using Pimax OpenXR. But one thing that you can't take away from Le Mans Ultimate is it simply looks stunning. The performance is obviously poor in this example, but interestingly it actually plays far better than the performance counter statistics in the bottom right hand corner would have you believe. So why look at unrealistic settings? Simply because we can now achieve some incredible results by using not only simple cropping settings within Pimax Play itself now, and thanks to the outstanding work by Elhydro in our Discord, we now have some users dismissing S-Boys 3 and using PrimaShock with Elhydro's guides to achieve outstanding performance, smooth gameplay, and also many users are proclaiming Elhydro's settings to be actually far better than any achieved within S-Boys 3. So here at Laguna Seca, with ultra settings we get a first benchmark average of 48 FPS at ultra settings. Now we head over to Sebring, and this time with a Ferrari 296 GT3. Now I had really high hopes for S-Boys 3 being far superior at much higher settings than Pimax Play OpenXR, and here we are using SteamVR at 100% render resolution. In recent videos I've been able to really push the envelope further with higher settings in S-Boys 3, but again if you look in the lower right hand corner of the screen you'll see that we are getting an average 49 FPS. Now this is essentially the same as what we've been achieving in Pimax Play OpenXR. Now unlike any other sim racing title that I'm aware of, I would actually say that it doesn't look any better. One thing that actually does make this look better however is the new Apple Vision Pro modification that I'm using, and this is 10 out of 10 for comfort and literally the best modification that you can do for the Dream Air. And a huge thank you to Simon, aka Indie Game Adventures, on YouTube for providing these excellent quality clips. You can also find him in our free Discord, and he can also provide you with some of these, and of course the Studio Form X1P is also an essential. You can also get yourself a discount on the Studio Form X1P by using the link in the video description. So second benchmark down, again this is using S-Boys 3, and this is using the same ultra settings graphical preset in the graphical options on Le Mans Ultimate, and we're getting an average of 49 FPS. So back over to Laguna Seca, and again we're in the Mercedes-AMG GT3, and this time we are introducing cropping into the mix. Now if you mention the word cropping to me, my general reaction used to be something like this. But back on the same track, with one simple click in Pimax Play Evo, using a 20% crop on vertical only, I was pretty astounded to see that there was already a significant jump in performance. And we are now getting an average of 66 FPS, and this really was playable. But unlike cropping experiences I've had in the past, this actually didn't remove any areas of the screen that were of significance enough to bother me. And if anything, it actually gave a more immersive real helmet feel to the overall experience. But the performance uplift by simply removing an area of the screen that in sim racing is an area that isn't of real relevance gives results that simply cannot be ignored. So that's the baseline put down, 3 examples here using both Pimax Play OpenXR, S-Boys 3 and also the Pimax cropping functionality, and we're also using the default ultra settings in the Le Mans Ultimate itself. Now a non-negotiable in Le Mans Ultimate is blurry graphics. The game is famous for its sublime visuals, and to get this we have to use ultra settings. But there is a way to boost performance by using the right settings. And while we talk about crystal clear visuals, I'm pleased to welcome Hans VR as an affiliate to the channel. And Hans are an approved Pimax supplier, and I featured their lenses in the Pimax Super in the past, and they are exceptional. But on the Pimax Dream Air, these are absolutely perfect, and they magnetically clip into the Pimax Dream Air, and the quality is absolutely next level. You can also get a discount thanks to Hans VR by using the link in the video description and by using the code NEXTLEVEL. And this also applies to all the Crystal series too. So again, in this section we have the Pimax cropping enabled. We're getting an average here of around 66 FPS. This is where we are making some changes to the graphical settings, and a huge thank you to Nix, one of our Discord users and a friend to the channel, and he's kindly provided his settings which I am using here. On the right hand side of the screen you can actually see the through the lens footage of me using Nix's settings, and this feels and looks excellent. Even by removing shadows out of the settings I feel this actually looks better, and the reason being is those shadows never look great in VR anyway. These settings still maintain the ultra settings aspects, but with a few tweaks we are now getting an average 75 FPS on the Dream Air, and Nix is getting 85 FPS on the Pimax Crystal Light with no cropping, and the 5080 and the 9800X 3D. And he's had some great success also with the S-Blaze free driver. But for those wanting to get a literal one-click method to get 90 FPS at 90Hz, this is where the new Pimax Evo cropping tool really takes us there. Again, we are using Nix's settings, but this time we are using the Pimax Play Evo crop option. And I'll let two things do the talking here. Look at the lower right hand side of the screen, and you will see the full FPS overlay, and it's a solid 90 FPS at 90Hz. We are still operating here at ultra settings, with Nix's tweaks. And we are at Laguna Seca in the Mercedes-AMG GT3. Pretty much the same track and setup used throughout the whole of this video. We are also using Pimax Play 1.0 quality settings, and I'll just say that this has converted me now to loving Le Mans Ultimate. This finally feels fluid and smooth, and the graphics are simply outstanding. It's not quite enough to pull me away from iRacing as my favourite sim racer, and I'll also tell you how you can get a free 12-month subscription a bit later on if you feel like trying iRacing out too. But the second thing to visually show you is how little the cropping even affects your perception. I've added some through the lens footage again on the right hand side of the screen, and you may just about see a top and bottom glimpse of a vertical crop. But when you're actually racing, you soon forget about it, and it actually adds a feeling of added immersion, which of course is exactly what you want when you're sim racing. Our legendary administrator in our Discord, Elhydro, has been refining his own cropping methods for some time, and has been demonstrating some of these incredible results to users. And he has now become a first choice for helping users get some game-changing settings by using the PrimaShock and OpenXR Toolkit. And he has built calculators for the Crystal Light, the Crystal Super, and also the Dream Air. And he's mapped the vertical FOV targets to real motorsport classes, so the aperture you're running actually matches the car you're driving for each specific sim racing title. So let me explain what's actually happening here, because it isn't the trick you think it is. Every VR headset renders a large rectangular image, however a significant portion of that image is dedicated to lens distortion correction or falls outside of a driver's effective field of view behind the cockpit and helmet visor. By reducing rendering in these low value regions, the same GPU resources can be redirected towards a higher image quality, improving performance or a balance of both. On screen now are real user testimonials, and this also proves more importantly that you don't need a 5090 to get mind-blowing results. That's all happening in our Discord. It's free, the link's in the description, and if you want the calculators and someone who will actually help you set them up, that's where they are. Come and check these results and the real user testimonials for yourself. If you want to get your hands on the Pimax Dream Air, the literal GOAT VR headset for sim racing, you can get yours today with fast delivery thanks to Pimax now using local shipping, and also by using my discount code NLSimGaming, and by using the link in the video description, or by scanning the QR code on screen right here. And don't forget, as an approved Pimax Sim Racing ambassador, I've got your back completely. Not only do you get help from our free community Discord channel, if you experience any issues with your purchase, I'll get everything resolved directly with my Pimax representative to keep your purchase hassle free. And remember, you can also get a free 12 months iRacing subscription instead by using the discount code NLSimGaming12. So let's put all of that together. We started at ultra settings, no compromises. Pimax OpenXR, 1.0 quality render resolution, 48 FPS. It looks beautiful, but it's obviously not how you would actually race. Now S-Boys Free through Steam VR with the same settings gave us 49 FPS, which genuinely surprised me because in other sim racing titles it pulls ahead massively, and in Le Mans Ultimate it just doesn't. Now one click of vertical crop in Pimax Play took us from 48 to 66 FPS without touching a single graphical setting. That alone is a bigger jump than most of what I've tested this year. But the real change is Nix's settings. On their own, with no crop, we're at 75 FPS. Add the crop in, and we're at lots 90 FPS at 90Hz. In Le Mans Ultimate, on the Pimax Dream Air. Now remember, this is also not just for the Pimax Dream Air. Nix has a Pimax Crystal Light, and it also works well in other Pimax headsets too. It's nearly double where we started, and it doesn't look like a compromise, it looks like the game is finally running properly. Now if you want to take your settings even further, you simply have to check out Elhydro's PrimaShock settings also in the Discord. And as shown already, many are hailing these as the best they've ever experienced, and a one-stop for all titles tested, especially this one. Every setting from this video is also in a free PDF guide in our Discord with no sign-ups, no gates, just download it and work your way through it at your own pace. And if something doesn't match up to what you're seeing on your setup, come and say so, because that's half a reason why the guides exist. This stuff just keeps getting better when people test it and also report back. Now if you want the same treatment for other titles, the iRacing and AMS2 videos are also on screen now. Same approach, same headset, different games. Now a like and subscribe is always appreciated and really helps the channel, but until next time I'll see you in the next one.